Steve Dawson here, and I just thought I would share another little tip about this open C tuning that I use a lot on the Weissenborn. And I've done a video on the tuning in general and how it's useful to me and hopefully to you. And then in the last one that I did that is out there somewhere, there is explanation about using this tuning to play in a minor key, in C minor in particular. And this one I'm going to focus on turning it into a major sounding tuning without changing the tuning. So if you need to check back to one of those older videos for the tuning, go ahead and do that, but I will quickly run through it here. It's from low to high. You've got a C, a really low C, G, C, G, C, D. And that D is like a sus2 kind of, or a 9, depending on how you think about it. And it's fairly easy to emphasize the minor elements of it to get a minor tonality in what you're playing, but it's also easy to get a major tonality out of it, which is what we're doing today. So like we did with the minor key, it's really important to understand on basically the two sets of strings. There's C's and there's G's, and then there's that other weird one, the D. So let's just look at the C's and G's. So you've got a C here, you've got a C here. You've got a G here, you've got a G here, and you've got another C here. So it's a whole bunch of the same stuff. It's a giant power chord. Now, if you take a look at the major scale in the key of C, you've got a C note, which let's first of all look at it on a C string, because that seems like a good place to start. So you've got an open C string. Then you've got the second fret is a D. The fourth fret is an E. Fifth fret is an F. Oh, that was a cool harmonic. Seventh fret is a G. I meant to do that. Ninth fret is an A. 11th fret is a B. And the 12th fret is back to C. So right in there, you have an entire C major scale. Now let's take a look at how that sounds in the context of having a C going underneath it. So there's our C chord. Could be major, could be minor, but as soon as we start playing out of this major key, so I'm going to just play simply notes from what I just showed you from that scale. So immediately you've got a major tonality instead of a minor one, and that's how you do it with the C major scale. Now let's look at the C major scale. As I showed you with the minor in the other video, let's learn it on the G strings as well. So let's use the third string as an example. We've got the open string, which is the fifth of the scale. So that's 5. The sixth of the scale is at the second fret. That's an A. There's a B at the fourth fret. Then the root note, which is C at the fifth fret. The 2, which is a D at the seventh fret. The third, which is very handy, and that is at the 9th fret. That's an E. And then the 4th at the 10th fret, and the 5th, once again, at the 12th fret, the octave. So if you play that in the context of C, you've got this. So that's all essentially out of the C major scale. So between the C scale on the second string, the C note, and the C scale on the G string, you can repeat yourself and do the exact same thing on the fourth string. So you've got your open, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. This fifth string is going to be the exact same as the third string, so that's open, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12. And of course, if you wanted to fret the low string, which I don't use a ton of fretting unless it's part of a chord on the low string, but it's there, and the scale would be exactly like the second string. So second fret, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. So that's your C major scale on all the strings except the top string, which is starting on the second degree of the scale. So let's run the C major scale on the top string. There's open. At the second fret, you've got the third. The third fret, you've got the fourth. I'm sort of strumming all the notes underneath because I can and it sounds cool. The 5th fret, that's the 5. The 6th at the 7th fret. The 7th at the 9th fret. And the root note, weirdly, at the 10th fret. So there you go. There's your C major scale. If you familiarize yourself with those notes, you can come up with all kinds of melodies based around the C major scale. Here's an example. Just a little messing around, a little improvising using the C major scale on those various strings. Now, one thing that is very cool to do in the major context is turn the major scale into a Mixolydian scale, and all you have to do is flat one note, and that one note is the major 7, which you find here at the 11th fret and here on the 3rd string at the 4th fret. If you flat that by 1 fret, you're putting the flat 7 into the major scale, and all of a sudden you have the instant sound of a lot of blues stuff. So, for example, here's the major scale with the flatted 7, i.e. the Mixolydian scale. There it is. Again. And one more time. Mixolydian, very cool. And you can also get that right here on the top string on the 8th fret. One other cool note that works to add in a bluesy, major blues kind of context is the flat 5. And you'll find that at the 6th fret. So it falls between the 4 and the 5. Here's the 4, here's the flat 5, and here's the 5. So you can get stuff, if you add that into the Mixolydian scale, you might get something like this. So that's a kind of a cool scale, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the stuff I was doing at the beginning, which was basically just keeping like a Travis picking thing going on the bottom and playing some of this melody stuff on top. So the best way to start doing this on a lap steel is to get your thumb going. And for simplicity's sake, we're going to do quarter notes on the 6th and 4th strings. What I'm going to show you is mostly on the 2nd string, so I'm mostly going to be using my middle finger, and that is why they're sort of parked as a unit on the 3 strings. So here we go. On the beat, so I'm going to be playing thumbs on quarter notes, and I'm going to play some melody notes all on the beat, basically from the Mixolydian scale. So here we go. Sorry, I did a little extra in between there. Alright, so that gives you an idea of how to incorporate your thumb. Now try doing that same thing, but throwing in some notes in between the thumb strokes. So those are called offbeats. There's a little taste of no chord changes, but just playing some of the melody notes from the Mixolydian scale. All right, so one more thing I'm going to show you now is playing a lick using the major scale, or the Mixolydian scale, I guess more accurately, in the open position and going up and down the strings as opposed to going up and down the neck. So we're going to stay all within the top 5 frets of all the strings, and we're going to run down a lick. And this could be a gateway into many, many other licks for you, but here's one. So this might be a cool way to end or something to throw into the middle of a solo. So here it is. It's in C, of course, and the whole thing will go like this. We'll do it again. And now I'll do it slowly. It's kind of repetitive in a way, but it's also kind of cool. I'll do it again slowly. And now let's break it down. So we've got the top string, 5th fret, open, 2nd fret and pull off to the open top string, and then 2nd fret of the 2nd string, open 2nd string, open top string. Slide up to the 4th fret of the 2nd string, down to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and pull off to the open 2nd string. That's kind of the first half, and so it goes like this. So 5, open, 2 0, 2 0 0, 4 2 0. Slowly again. Going on from there, we've got the 2nd fret of the 3rd string to the open 3rd string to the open 2nd string. Slide up to the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, which gives us the Mixolydian scale. Down to 2 to the open G string. Down to 2 on the 4th string. Down to the open 4th string and the open G string. Slide up to the 4th fret on the 4th string. And I'm kind of like strumming a little bit too, because all those open strings sound cool. Slide down to the 2nd fret, open, and then get in there on the 5th string and slide up to the 5th fret. Here's the whole lick slowly one more time. Yeah. And then a little quicker. One more time. So have some fun with that kind of stuff. So wrap your head around all that fun stuff and you'll have all kinds of things to play with. So enjoy. Thanks for watching. And I'll leave you with a bit of Mixolydian playing in open C tuning. See you next time. Thanks for watching.